Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to bake and make cheese knots. So for this recipe, what you'll need is a mixing bowl, a butter knife, measuring cups, a garlic clove, a teaspoon and a tablespoon, salt, a glass for your yeast. Yeast, I would recommend Allison's dried active yeast for baking. Some cheese, if you would prefer. Butter. And you'll also need very strong bread flour. I'm using wholemeal for this video. You could also use white if you'd like to. First, you want to take your sieve and measure out 250 grams of strong bread flour. After you sieved your flour, you want to add 1 teaspoon of salt, and stir it using a butter knife. Now I'm going to add 15 grams of butter at room temperature and rub it with the flour. After you've rubbed your butter in flour, you want to take a glass and add 1 teaspoon of dried yeast. Now add 150 ml of warm water. And then stir your yeast. And now keep it aside. After 1 to 2 minutes, you want to take your flour and add your yeast in. Add your yeast little at a time and take your butter knife and mix it into a soft dough. What the yeast does to the flour is it expands the flour, so it doubles it up, and it also puffs up when you are baking it. Eventually add all of your yeast in. After you've added your yeast, add some flour if your dough is sticky and knead it for about 3 minutes. After your dough is soft, take a working place and knead it for about 3 minutes. Add flour as you go. As you knead it, your dough will become elastic. That means that your yeast is reacting. After you've kneaded your dough, make sure that if you pull your dough back, it jumps back in. That means the yeast is working well. And also make sure your dough is elasticy. After you've made sure of that, add your cheese and put some cheese behind for the glaze if you want to, and add your cheese in and knead. To add a bit more. I'm going to add a bit more of cheese. If you want it even more cheesy, then you can add how much ever cheese you want to. After you kneaded it, put it in a bowl and rest it. Now it's time for chopping. So get your chopping board and a knife and get your garlic clove. I know it's a really big slicing board for a garlic. And take your glass, and to peel the garlic, just press it down and the peel will come off easily. And now finely chop it. The slices of the garlic should be small and thin, and also get rid of the skin of the garlic. It can be a bit difficult. Now, as you can see, the garlic is finely chopped. So now we're going to make the glaze. After you've done doing your glaze, get your dough out and spread it out like I'm doing here. After you do this, what I would do is take your butter knife and split it into even pieces. Here I'm getting about 5 to 6 probably. Oh, that would be a 6. Now separate them, and now we're going to shape it. What we're going to do is the same thing. We are going to make this dough into how I'm doing here. That thinness would be enough for your knots. Now here's the important bit, how you need to get it into its shape. After you get this shape, what you're going to do is make a simple knot. Put that into here and we are going to do that. That is a knot. You want to do the same thing for the other pieces of dough. Just gonna place that there. After you come to a point where you've done all of your knots, what we're going to do is we're going to add the glaze. So just gonna put all of them here, and I am going to get my glaze, and mainly I'm going to get a pastry brush. I'm going to dip it in and I'm going to glaze it. Also add the garlic in, which will taste amazing. The butter gives a flavor to your knots, and also mainly it keeps your knots soft while baking and not dried out. Add some garlic. Add some garlic in. Okay. After you glazed your knots, I'm going to put cheese on. I'm going to put very little cheese on because these are small knots. So, yeah. After you've come to this point, we are going to bake them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. After done baking, if you tap the bottom of your knot, it should give a hollow sound. That ensures it's done baking. And after 15 minutes, you'll get these wonderful cheese knots. As my knots are made out of wholemeal strong bread flour, they're not as golden, but if you used white bread flour, then yours will come golden. They taste amazing and also look great. I hope you enjoyed today's video and recipe. If you did, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.